5020 podcast.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our live podcast of 5020 at the KEZAD Connect event. I'm here with the CEO of Arabian Gulf Steel Industry, Mr. Asam Hussain. Welcome, Asam Hussain, to the podcast.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you for having me.
I would like to start out with if you can give us a bit of an introduction about your company and about yourself.
Arabian Gulf Steel Industries is based right here in Abu Dhabi. We're the largest private steelmaker in the UAE. We're also, alhamdulillah, the first carbon neutral steel plant in the world. I myself have a background in industry in the region, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, India, Pakistan. So we built several plants across the region.
That's very impressive. And how was that achieved to get to net zero?
We took our inspiration originally from the UAE 2050 net zero vision and the fact that COP28 was hosted here in the UAE. So under the presidentship of Dr. Sultan Al Jaber's Excellency, they launched and we signed up to something called the Industrial Transformation Accelerator. It was launched with the ethos of helping to abate hard to abate industries like steel and cement to reduce their emissions in an accelerated way. Unfortunately, hard to abate is normally hard to accelerate. It's difficult to change the way you produce these things. So that was our inspiration. We were the first signatory to the ITA. We looked at what was possible, re-engineered some of our processes, and then we really went for it.
And how long did it take you to get to that point?
It took us about 2 years. Significant investment. Not necessarily made economic sense, but we did it because we thought we could set an example to show that on this path to 2050, we could be one of the first people to arrive and acting as an example and an accelerator for other people also to join. So 2 years reconfiguring our processes and focusing on circularity and emissions. Alhamdulillah, we arrived. 2023, we were benchmarked by DNV, Global Auditor, as the first carbon neutral steel plant. This was announced in 2024 at the Make It in the Emirates. We went to the United Nations General Assembly, UN Climate Week in September of 24, again under the auspice of His Excellency Dr. Sultan Al Jaber and the ITA, where we were recognized for our work. Gave us great pride, obviously, that as a UAE company from Abu Dhabi, we were the first in the world to do this. And the recognition, alhamdulillah, from entities like UN Climate Week and others, put us on the map.
It's very impressive. And what was KEZAD involvement in all this?
KEZAD, I would say, really were a partner on this journey. There was a lot of things that we needed help with. There was a lot of things that immediately we couldn't cross. A good example was we had part of the journey to net zero. We had to integrate our whole waste management programs. Mm-hmm. So conventionally, in an industrial unit, there are things that you just throw away or you go to landfill. But with KEZAD's help, we found people who were either in the process of setting up or thinking about it to manage our waste. So a great example is the slag that's produced in steelmaking. Now we have inside, as another tenant of KEZAD, entities who are taking this slag, crushing it, magnetically separating it. They give us back the steel to melt again. The rest goes into paving stones and curbs and everything. So it's fully recycled within the UAE.
And what would you say to other industries who are thinking about becoming net zero? What would you advise them?
I would say have a plan. Look at really what's possible. And then what you can't figure out, ask for help. There are solutions. Again, the Ministry of Industry and Trade was very helpful. They acted as a mentor. KEZAD was phenomenal with our waste management, our processes, our expansions, what we had to do to get it done. It was something that we thought would be very, very difficult. Alhamdulillah, we arrived, but we arrived together with everyone, which gave us great pride.
And what is next after this?
Next, we're planning something with KEZAD.
Right.
An expansion, which will be something, again, in the net zero, carbon neutral, heavy industry space. hopefully, inshallah, we see an announcement coming towards the end of the year. Very significant investment.
Inshallah.
Already we are in the process of expanding phase 2, which will take us to 1.2 million tons of finished products within KEZAD. And inshallah, phase 2, with His Excellency Dr. Allah, we are really looking at something to set the benchmark for sustainability here.
You mentioned you set up industries in many countries. When you set up in the UAE and specifically Abu Dhabi, what differentiates us from the other locations that you've set up?
That's a very good question, Khalid. I think a lot of places advertise as a one-window solution or a one-stop thing. What we found with KEZAD, and this was really helpful and really accelerated the process, was they listen. They actually take the time, because one policy doesn't always hold everyone. They actually think outside the box. They think on a case-to-case basis, and they go the extra mile. There was phenomenal outreach by the KEZAD guys where they would come and check on us even to say, how are you guys doing? Do you need anything else? Are you almost there? That was really encouraging, and it was really, you felt like you weren't in it by yourself. There were other people rooting for you as well.
And that would encourage you to plan for phase 2.
Inshallah, phase 2 is very firmly rooted in KEZAD.
And of course, just going back to the net zero part, it's very impressive that it's created other industries. What other industries do you think that can be created from the whole ecosystem that you're creating?
As I said earlier, when you're partnering essentially with the government and the industrial zones like KEZAD and the ministries, also legislation and laws come into power. So alhamdulillah, the government of the UAE passed a law at the end of 23, early 24, which was the management of waste exports. So this wasn't just for metal and steel, it was for plastics and paper and oils.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen within KEZAD and other parts of the UAE, factories and industrial plants being built to use this waste of the UAE to recycle within the country and replace imports which were otherwise coming. I think that's phenomenal. I think that's a really good example to the region and actually the wider globe. You need a government who listens. You need entities in the public sector who really hold your hand and push things through. Alhamdulillah, we really found that in KEZAD.
It's good to have you in the KEZAD Connect. What do you think of the event?
I think it's a fantastic event, a very good gathering. Again, it's a very good platform for people in the industry to come discuss what's possible and make it probable.
From my perspective, it's very proud to see companies such as yourselves here, and as well as all the government entities that are supporting the industry to make this a success, part of the Industry 2.0 and taking UAE products that are made in the UAE and then sent globally. It's good to have you on the show, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Khalid. Thank you for having us.
5020 podcast.